So I've been shopping. Little advert on Facebook came up for a layout. The women had bought the house and inherited a model railway layout in half of a double garage. So as you can see, I've acquired it. There's a BT's twin track DC controller and some bits down there. Buildings, looks like the Wisconsin Brewery, is it? The Walters kit. Some other bits and pieces. There's an entire layout which I'm not quite sure how big it is. That's the tunnel and mountain. There was a drop down walk-in bit. I mean, it was a double garage, so probably 16 feet by 8 maybe. Guy was obviously an American modeler, because there's a box full of Athearn Curail blue box kits. None of my sort of period I'm on. It's all the back scenes. This is the longest board, and that's the next. That was the back piece. Then there was a piece joined onto that, so that's probably maybe 6-8 foot wide. I have left a few bits of batten and bits and pieces. Obviously I haven't got room in my garage to put it up. I would need trestles because it was all built on metal racking and bits of old furniture, so it would need all new legs building to put it back into one thing. Fortunately, it was built in sections, so there's not too much destruction in getting it apart, as far as I know, because the women had started taking it apart because someone was going to pick it up yesterday and never showed up. So I went down and saw them and had a look through the box there, which is half full of Athearn kits, which are £5 to £10 each. A few buildings, nothing too much. Then all the bits of scenery and scenic pieces on the track. And paid £100. They said, "Oh, well, we've had 150 from the other guy." I said, "Yeah, but I'm here with the cash and the van to take it away. He's not." So the deal was struck, and now I have another railway layout. So I managed to pack away all of the buildings in that box, and excuse my rubbish, empty freight car box there, but we've got a Louisville, Nashville, cool hopper, a couple of Pennsylvania coaches. I haven't had them out of the box and looked at them yet. Oops. A little Fleischmann cleaning car. And then there's all this lot, which obviously the guy was a Pennsylvania railroad fan. They seem to be boxcar, gondola, flat car. I think there were some cool hoppers, ribbed hoppers, wood boxcar, 50-foot SR door boxcar, and these are streamlined observation kit, streamlined diner. I think these are more coaches. Streamlined coach kit, SL dining car. So I've got to go through all them now. So just going through all these, they're all exceptional good condition, well looked after by the looks of it. These are the box cars. They're mostly the same kit, but they're all different running numbers. You can see the 23608, 24301, 2440. Yeah, nice little rake of box cars that he had. So we've got it out of the van. You see I mocked it up on the driveway. We've got rain imminent, although the clouds are quite high at the minute, but there is a severe weather warning for today. So this was the mock. That bit was in shelving, and then there was dead space behind it where all of that rolling stock was discovered, probably because the house clearance people never realised it was there. Apparently the house had been empty 3 years. Solicitors had dealt with the person's estate and obviously cleared the house over time. So we've got the tunnel back on. That did fall off, it wasn't stuck down anyway, but I removed the backboard to get it in the truck, and then as we lifted up, that just sort of plonked straight down on a shingle drive. There's a couple of people walking there, and another guy admiring the view. What are they called? Seafoam trees. They have took a bit of a hit, obviously being in the van. All that was against the back of the garage wall there, so there was all of this various back scene around. A little bit of track I had in my room is the bit I had to cut through here to separate this section. That would have gone out. I don't know whether they ever had plans to cut a hole in the garage wall and have a track out. A road to nowhere, that other bridge section you might have seen in the previous bits, went up there again, a road to nowhere, came down here to nowhere. There was all these, obviously 3-track main, I guess. Well, it looks 2, but the third one on this inner loop that went under and around and back on the loop. So 3 voltmeters, 3 amp meters. We had a twin controller and 2 single HM controllers. I also found a little picture of these with each point marked for that Gauge Master point controller. So yeah, we've got a little river and a bridge. I don't know whether this pivoted. This was the section where you came in at an angle. I can't see any hinges or anything, but maybe there was something there that they took out. So it went down to 2 here, and then back into this sort of area where they had two lots of metal shelving too deep for some reason. So this one will come apart again here. Looks like the railroad signal didn't fare too well, unfortunately. It looks like it's a wired one. There was a speaker wired up to this as well, so I don't know whether there's a sounds effect module underneath. I'll have to see if I can pop these off and save them. There's a little cabinet there. If it's going to be in my van, the damp's not going to do it any favours over time. Let's have a look. We've got various turnouts, heavily weathered. I'm surprised that almost looks soot there. There's no way the train would have gone over that. There's just solid, something oxidised there, or paint, or God knows what. Looks like they're Insel frog points, unfortunately, but not the end of the world. So quite a few there. And there's another little building that looks to be scratch built. Little lumber yard. Crafty use of a flexi straw there. That's yeah, that's not survived. That was the only bit of track I had to damage to get it out because of the section there. So yeah, there's another railroad crossing here got damaged, unfortunately. I probably could re-tube them. A little bit of brass tubing or something. Oh well. And then that large building stood here. I think it was in the Milwaukee Brewery. I don't think it is. Not quite big enough for that. I think it might be a Kibri after speaking to Digger. And then there was obviously something else there. So there's all them sort of buildings that had already been removed from the layout. And we've got another little barn here. It's stuck down. So yeah. So I can't remember what I just said it was. It was 14 foot long and 8 foot wide. 8 foot across there, 14 here, and that's roughly about 7ish, because obviously it comes in a foot there. So you could redesign it, but it's 14. It's about a third of what I'm looking at building, to put it into perspective. Although I won't have a duck under or anything. So there must be some isolation there, because obviously that's a loop going around. Quite handy if you want to change your train direction, because you can use the Y, but you would need isolation there, so there might be something underneath the board. So yeah, there's lots of bits I can make use of. And what that little thing is, got German writing on it, so I don't know what that is. Might be a control for them LED lights, I don't know. Well, that's it, I guess. I've got to try and get it inside my old van for storage for now, before the rain comes. I don't know what to do with the backdrops, because they're only going to get damp. They look like they're separate photos. So might have to put them somewhere else. Try and save them for someone, if anyone wants them. Obviously you'll have to come and collect them, because they're too big to post. Yeah, I think that was £100 well spent. Be interesting to put it back together again, but I just really haven't got the time to do it. And obviously long term it wouldn't stay anyway. But yeah, it's a shame I can't get it up running and have my trains going on it for a while. The only place I could get it is underneath my car ramp, which, as you know, is rather occupied by everything else at the minute. So this will have to be taken apart and put into storage, and then I'll just have to take a panel out at a time and break it down, I guess. Right, that's it for this old layout. At least it's going to get repurposed rather than end up in landfill. So we're back inside. Saved the bridge. It came away without too much drama. The road surface was just a sheet of balsa wood, so it unclipped. It's an old triangle bridge, I see made in Britain on it. It's not a bad kit really for its time, being back in Triangle. It's got, I don't know whether the camera's picking it up, but sort of rivet detail and stuff on the metalwork. It focuses there. And we did manage to save his old scratch built wood yard. It's seen better days, but it's nicely detailed in there, apart from the cable tie that's in there. But you can see the old timber stacks all put together, so that might get repurposed, or some of the little bits there reused. And the little black module was used to control the flashing lights. It's actually made by Bosch. You can just about see the writing there. I have managed to find the information there. It can run a pair of singles, or you can double up like that. Obviously for American crossings you'd need to take a feed from each one to each light, because obviously the lamps alternate. So that'll be quite handy. They're 12 volt in, 12 volt out, but they're only 20 milliamp I think, so you would obviously need to put a resistor on them to run an LED. And that's about it. I managed to sort of salvage a few other little bits and pieces off the layout, and the rest of it is now in the back of the van. And I'll go through the controllers and see if they work. So a little more investigation with this bowstring girder bridge is it's a bit of a Frankenstein jobby. The bottom is a Hornby plate girder bridge. For some reason it's upside down, and the legs are an old Triang kit, and the actual girder is a Roco, as it's got on the top here, Roco in one little emblem and then made in Austria. But I thought I would just see if I can repurpose it, because it was used as a road bridge in that previous model. And as you can see, one of the questions would be if it's going to be used on an American route of the layout. Is it going to accommodate double stack containers and auto racks? And the answer is yes. As you can see, there's still a good bit of clearance there. And slip that away and move the track. You could possibly squeeze two in. It would be a bit tight. Probably not quite prototypical, but you could put two tracks on. But why? That upside is the underside. So the actual track would have sat in that there on the original Hornby thing, but for some reason he used it and done it upside down. Because obviously when he was using it, it was a road bridge with a piece of balsa wood over the top. So whether that was because it gave more support, I don't know. But I think I can use it that way up. I'll just have to make some kind of cover over this section, then stick the track on top. But that's it. I'm going to wind it up now for this little adventure. I've got these down here. I have plugged them in. They do work. They want a little contact switch cleaner or something, but they'll work fine. And we've got the BT's one there as well, which is basically a Gagemaster DS rebranded. So that's it for this adventure. See you on the next video.